Okay, are we ready? Okay, we're in greenhouse 2. We've somehow survived through the crisis. I'm going to be writing a long blog about what exactly happened. Loss of power, bulky generator, inadequate heating, inability to buy equipment because everything was sold out. But what we're starting to do right now is assessing the damage to our fish stocks. We're going to go through about 30 cichlid breeding vats. I'm not going to stir up the fish because water temperatures are only now getting back up to 70. At the low point they went to 55. Malawi cichlids and a lot of Central American cichlids couldn't handle that. Short fin mollies couldn't. Sail fin mollies, those with latipena genes, Pachylia latipena genes, did seem to survive. Guppies survived. So we're going to start with vat C1. Susie is recording. What we're going to do is try to assess how many breeders died. It's not going to be perfect because we have cages and cichlid hotels in there that can trap fish that are dead. This is one of the cages. It's a cylinder with a bottom. It's standing on legs up. It has a couple what we call cichlid hotels in it, and I'll pull one of those out. Covered with hornwort and duckweed. This is Cichlid Hotel. It's about a foot long. It's got 2-inch PVC center with aquaculture fish rated netting and cylinders around it. Provides cover for fry and smaller fish, females when they're carrying. Each vat has a couple cages with 2 cichlid hotels in each one. Then it has along the side, here's a dead fish, 2 dead fish. Yeah, I see they're in Cichlid Hotel. Those are some big breeders, orange OBs, and Osos waiting to eat them. We string a couple of these together and hang them from the side. There are 3 batches of those, and then there's one with larger tubing. There's another dead fish. This one doesn't look very promising. We're not going to try to see if there are any live fish. This is actually vat 2D. Since I was standing here, we're going to start with it. Mystery snail made it. Here's another dead fish. Another one. Here's a youngster dead. I'm hoping we at least save some of the youngsters. There's a juvenile ready to sell, dead. The duckweed is taking advantage of us not working in here for the last week because we've been in crisis mode, just trying to keep the generator running, the well running. When we first lost power, they told us that we would lose power for 15 to 45 minutes. So we lost power. It was way below freezing. We went down to 12 degrees Fahrenheit at one point. And we thought, okay, it's going to be coming back on pretty soon. There's Oso eating a fish, harvesting them. They're messing up my count, Oso. And so we didn't go out because to switch, so many things happen. We have a new generator which has an automatic transfer switch. Our old generator has an automatic transfer switch that got fried by mud daubers of all things, blocking it. When it tried to switch, it blew up. So we have to manually switch. To get the new generator in, we had to get a new propane tank. We finally got that in and filled, but we ran out of time to get the new generator in. So we went out, Carl, who's filming, and I went out in the middle of the night in the teens in the Fahrenheit, and manually switched the generator on and manually rewired our well. Unfortunately, by that time the well had frozen. We had pipes break. It's just been one thing after another. By the way, right now, looking at this, our water temperature is actually up to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I said, it went down to 55 at one point. You can see the heaters that we're running. Those are indoor rated heaters. Unfortunately, we only had 3 of those. We needed 3 more for the 3 greenhouses, and Texas was sold out. Susie, who's standing over there getting ready to take records, drove, 2.5 hours to Kingsville to get the last 3 and within 200 miles, and they had already sold them. She was told that there were some in the valley, another 150 miles south, but they said they would not hold them for her. So we couldn't get the heaters we needed. That was late. Was that last week? I've lost track of the days. Okay, Susie, that you counted them? Okay. And I'm sure there are more. Let me pull. Yeah, there's one that's completely rotted. Here's a nice big one. Did Maya come in? I guess not. Oh, there's our other German Shepherd. That's Oso's sister. Tomorrow, this is late in the evening, tomorrow I'm going to be, okay, Susie, a bunch more. I think that was, yeah, this one was dead in the gutter. Looks like a relative, though. We may have lost this entire breeding colony. Are you counting them as I throw them in? Yeah, this one looks like a complete loss. Hopefully our backup fish, apparently for some reason the fish in the 55 seem to have done better. We'll find out later when we start going through those. I don't see any live. This is what happens when you don't harvest duckweed every day. I don't see any live ones in here, but I have noticed when I come in at night to check the heaters and change propane bottles, we had to, and I'm going to blog about all this so you know the background, exactly what we did. But I noticed that there were, last night, some big fish swimming around. That's a nice male. This is our Blue Empress. It's an aquarium strain. One of our breeder males. Another breeder male and a couple females. A few little fish. Not seeing a lot of little fish, so maybe some of those survive, because we should have a couple hundred little fish in this vat that's ready to harvest. Okay, I'm going to clamber across this vat to, we haven't been doing routine maintenance, part of which is get rid of excess hornwort, because this stuff grows, every growing tip grows about an inch a day. It's great at getting ammonia out now because we have these rotting fish, but also the overflows sometimes clog up. And I don't know where they are. Some of these vats were used in different configurations, so the fittings are in the wrong place. Clogged up by a mystery snail. Okay, that vat will drain now. What? Okay. Okay, this is Nemochromis Vinostus, one of our big females. Big male. I'm going to get rid of some of this hornwort while we're in here. Another female. Another female. There shouldn't be any big fish in these cages, just small fish, some of which have grown up. I'm going to try to get a little bit more of this hornwort out of here. Ancestris. We breed Ancestris with the cichlids. Another female. I need to put these in the other bucket to throw away. Here's an interesting spider. This is a diving spider. He's probably going to bite me. Okay, that looks like 6 of those. We usually have 2 or 3 males and 30 to 50 females in a breeding colony. That's a short-fin molly. We raise mollies and guppies with the cichlids. You'd be surprised at how well guppies do with cichlids. We raise enough of them to sell. Okay, that was, what'd I say? Here's another 3, 4, 5. That's about a dozen out of that vat. Another one. Another one. Next couple days we'll spend going through all the vats getting dead fish out. Then we'll have to see if we can rebuild breeding colonies. Saw another one. The dogs love dead fish, so they're going to do well. I'll freeze most of these for them. Okay, this is an Abuna, Labiotrophus philoboni blue marmalade. Very popular fish. And it looks like a lot of little ones died. I can see it. Since Susie had to run in, she's making some sort of bread that makes her go in, do something with it every 15 minutes or so. So she's not counting this stuff, but we'll just keep going anyway. One of our males, he's normally blue with orange fins and modeling. The youngster ready to sell. Female, looks like she was carrying. These are maternal mouth brooders. Okay, I'm going to clamber across this vat and try not to fall in and destroy the mic. Usually we keep the hornwort harvested to keep it away from the overflows. but this is the first maintenance we've done in a week. And the hornwort took advantage of it. In a normal day, we harvest at least 50 pounds of hornwort. We put it in our worm beds. When we have chickens, we feed it to the chickens. They love it. These are some short fin mollies and sellable size cichlids. Okay. Oh, so out of the way. Oh, back there. Okay. I'm 70 years old, but I get to stay fairly limber doing this every day. Male. See, what we had? We had 49 breeders in there. I haven't counted 49 fish coming out of there, so maybe we have some survivors. Seems like during the day, this is a convict, a feral fish from the gutter. This is one of the, especially Maya loves the convicts for some reason to eat. Okay, this one doesn't look very good. This is our royal blue dolphins. This is an aquarium strain of peacocks that we're working on with a hump on the head. That's a big female. Another ancestris, a male. Another ancestris and another ancestris. We may have lost all our ancestris the way it looks. Okay, I see some big fish caught under the cage. I'm going to pull this cage out. Oops, there's a female in the cage. Another ancestris breeder. Oh, this cage must have had a hole that the fish got into. Either that or it overflowed. Another ancestris. So we'll probably have to start, yeah, see, we're going to have to start all over with the ancestris, I'm sure. But you can see when I pick up the cage, we find more stuff. Another ancestris, some more ancestris. Two females. Female, nice fat one. Female ancestris. Yeah, I'm afraid we are probably looking at the loss of most of our breeders. You'll notice that on the hornwort, there's a fair amount of, especially on the older growth, ancestris and a sellable size fish. A lot of our, for those of you who don't know, we do no mechanical filtration. Everything is the plants that you see, the hornwort in the vats, the Ojo Santo, which is a Central American herb, do all the work. Under normal conditions, our ammonia is at 0. We don't do water changes, except that we do lose water, especially during the summer, to evaporation when we're running fans. And during the winter, during our operations, we probably, on average, lose 1 to 2% of water a day. Just because when we drain a vat, it raises the level up and it drains out into our wetland. So we do lose some water. We have water trickling in to make that up, but but you see all the debris that comes up, the mulm that comes up, that's actually loaded with nitrifying bacteria too. So we have not only the plants. Oh, nice big male ancestris. Okay, I see. I'm not going to reach down in there and get those. today, but they haven't floated yet. I see a couple dead fish. There's a mystery snail that didn't make royal blue dolphins. We've lost count. Here's the convicts did not fare well. This is a 300. This is our vat of platinum convicts. It looks like 100% loss. Nice big fish. One thing that happens when you have something like this happen is that you end up changing the gene frequencies, and if there's any cold resistance in a species and anybody survives, those cold resistance genes are selected for, and your future fish are more tolerant. Apparently 55 degrees is about as far as most of these fish can take, and we just could not keep it above 60 no matter how much we worked. One problem is, because we couldn't get the right heaters, we had to use heaters that would generate carbon monoxide, and which is toxic to everybody. And so we installed carbon monoxide meters, and I would come out several times a night, and if an alarm was going off, I would turn off the heaters, add some ventilation, and until the alarms wouldn't go off, then put the heaters back on. It meant that Carl and I, in between managing heaters and moving, turning the generator off manually when grid power came on, and then swinging everything back over to the grid, and then doing the opposite when it went down, which sometimes happened 2 to 3 times a night. We have had very, very little sleep over the last week. That doesn't count the time we spent prepping for this last week. Is that last week, or are we still in the crisis week? Some more convicts, some pink convicts. Nice big male pink convict. See, this is a vat, another one. We've been working on color on convicts, and I'm afraid we're going to lose a decade of selection. You can see some of the color that's female. We have females that are actually almost 100% that color. I suspect we no longer have them. See this is a strainer we use to stop little fish from going out, and they've clogged up and overflowed. So part of routine maintenance is fixing that. Now here's another dead fish in there. Male something, can't tell anymore. Wild fish, one of our feral fish. Okay, Maya. Gold peacock, female. Maya, move. Looks like a bunch of these are dead. Another ancestress. Maya. Oh, well, we'll have some mystery snails to sell. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth doing inventory. I think we'll just start breaking these down and inventorying. What?
I'll just say
Yeah. Okay, this is Elanocara niasi, which is a fish I've been told is extinct in the wild. It's in Lake Malawi. We raise a bunch of them. Our scuds made it. I saw scuds crawling around on dead fish. Most of these vats have about 50 breeders. I'm hoping that because we're not getting 50 fish out, that there are actually some alive. But I'm kind of skeptical at this point. Oh, Carl, we're going to have to plug the heaters in. Oh, look, nice big male gold OB. Breeder male. Couple females. Looks like she was carrying. Younger female. Duckweed gone crazy. I'm working on developing a market for duckweed. I'm not going to tell you how, but my real goal is to find a good commercial use of duckweed, primarily for animal food, and at that point it'll quit growing. It's a rule. Once you find a viable market for something, suddenly weeds, if you find a market for a weed, all of a sudden the weed becomes impossible to grow. So my real goal is to make duckweed quit growing, and the way I'm going to do that is find a way, find somebody who wants to buy a bunch of it, and that'll solve the duckweed problem. By the way, we did not deliberately put duckweed in our vats. It got in, and there really wasn't much we could do about it once it's in. I'm going to reach across and try to get some of these dead ones out. I see a big dead male down there. What is this vat? This is another Elanocara Stuartgrante flabescent, and I see our big male dead down there. This is pretty grim. We've been through 3.5 major crises since we set up down here on my family farm. Oh, there's Plecostomus is live. We put a couple in the vats that we're not trying to raise Ancistrus in. We put a couple big Plecostomus for snail control and algae control. Okay. This is our Particolor OB, one of our most popular fish strain we developed. We developed all these peacocks from fish that we got at our first big crisis here when Hurricane Claudette crushed the Greenhouse 1, which is next door, and we lost most of our fish then. We were mostly raising rainbow fish at the time. That caused us to go away from those. This is another Ancistrus vat, a couple Ancistrus and female. I haven't seen a live cichlid in here. I know there are some in the other greenhouse because I saw them last night with flashlight. All the duckweed and the hornwort I'm pulling out goes to worm beds. Okay, this is another peacock. It's sky blue red OB. It's a new color we're developing that's red and sky blue OB color pattern. OB color pattern refers to the blotching, which originally meant orange blotch, but most of the blotching is black, and the name stuck. This is a feral Vieja cichlid. It's a black belt, and they didn't seem to do well. They reproduce in the sump and gutters, but it looks like they did not do well. I'm not going to climb across that one. Okay, this is Untitled Vinostus. A couple big males, a female, another ancestress. I guess I probably shouldn't take the duckweed out because it's going to help us with ammonia control. Here's another Vieja maculatus. I haven't had enough sleep. I can't remember anything. They get really big. I'm hoping these are all descended from a male that one of our daughters sent down here for us to babysit, and we ended up keeping it. Got him a female, and they're very aggressive spawners. Okay, that's a big ancestress there, and this is Alanacara lemon jake. It's a Jacob Freibergi from a particular reef. That's a nice big ancestress. Breeder male. We just set these up for breeding. Our other breeder male and a young female. We just gave those two males. I see dead ones on the bottom. Okay, this is another peacock. Actually, it's a dolphin, which is a type of peacock we're selecting for humps. That's sky blue. I was just in the middle of writing a blog about these fish. Okay, here's some live bears. Surprised about swordtails. These were some lyre-tail swordtails. Surprised that they didn't do better because a lot of the swordtails hail from mountain streams in Mexico, which can be pretty cool. So I thought they would do better, but they took big hits too. I'm not going to even look at the sump. Tomorrow I'll get in it and with nets and try to get as many dead fish out as possible. You can imagine the value of the fish in this bucket. And we're probably going to get dozens of buckets like this out. Okay, I think that's enough today. We're all tired. I'm going to be out here first thing in the morning doing this pretty much all day. This is an experimental cichlid. Color variety we're working on. I don't have a label on it, so I don't remember what it was. I hope some of them, there were about 100 fish that size in there, so I'm hoping some of them made it. Here's another experimental cichlid. And I don't see a single live fish in there. Like I said, I'll be writing a blog about why we had this disaster. Beyond that, of the obvious thing is that the state of Texas. Oh, you see live fish? Yeah. Cool. Okay, good.
There's one right there, it's still alive.
So we have several days of cleaning to do. And then assess where we're going to go. There has been discussion on part of some people, nice big convict in the company, to either shut down or convert to, we sell a lot of scuds and shrimp, cherry shrimp. We could do other colors. A surprising number of mystery snails too, considering we just started raising them when a friend of ours said, "You want some egg cases?" And they've gone crazy. I experimented. I thought, cool, they'll kind of keep the vats clean, and they don't eat plants, unlike apple snails. And Texas just recently delisted mystery snails. Up until about a year ago, you couldn't raise them. There's a young female Salvini, Cichlid Salvini. These are a bunch of short fin mollies that, you know, when we get something that doesn't fit, we just chunk it in here and sell it as mixed. And the short fin mollies certainly did not like these temperatures. Okay, I think that's it for today. Like I say, I'll be out here pretty much all day tomorrow. Then on Monday, an employee will be coming in, and she's going to find that she's going to be doing a lot of dirty work. So if she sees this video before Monday, she might not come in. The life and times of a fish farmer. Is, to paraphrase an old Santa Fe saying, how do you make a large, I may phase it, how do you make a small fortune in raising tropical fish? Start with a large fortune. Another one is, what did the old fish farmer do when he won the lottery? He said, well, they asked him what he was going to do, and he said, well, I guess I'll just keep on raising fish till it's all gone. I'll see y'all later. Bye.